Stirrings in 19th century England. The birth of the modern Extension Service has been attributed to events that took place in Ireland in the middle of the 19th century. Jones and Garforth in 1997, between 1845 to 51, the Irish potato crop was destroyed by fungal diseases and a severe famine occurred. The British government arranged for practical instructors to travel to rural areas and teach small farmers how to cultivate alternative crops. This scheme attracted the attention of government officials in Germany, who organized their system of traveling instructors. By the end of the 19th century, the idea had spread in Denmark, Netherlands, Italy, and France. The term university extension was first used by the Universities of Cambridge and Oxford in Great Britain in 1867 to describe teaching activities that extended the work of the institution beyond the campus. Most of these early activities were not, however, related to agriculture. It was not until in 1844, when the Rochdale Society of Equitable Pioneers established the Rochdale Principles, on which they ran their cooperative, that the basis for development and growth of the modern cooperative movement was established. Birth of modern agricultural extension system. And it was not until the beginning of the 20th century when colleges in the United States started to conduct demonstrations at agriculture shows and giving lectures to farmers' clubs that the term extension service was applied to the type of work that we now recognize by that name. In the United States, the Hatch Act of 1887 established a system of agriculture experiment stations in conjunction with each state's land-grant university. And the Smith-Lever Act of 1990 created a system of cooperative extension to be operated by those universities to inform people about current developments in agriculture, home economics, and related subjects. The use of the word extension originated in England in 1866. Modern extension began in Dublin, Ireland in 1847 with Lord Clarendon's itinerant instructors during the Great Famine, Jones Garforth, 1997. It expanded in Germany in the 1850s through the itinerant agriculture teachers in Wanderlicher and later in the USA via the Cooperative Extension System authorized by the Smith-Lever Act in 1914. The term was later adopted in the United States of America, while in Britain it was replaced with advisory service in the 20th century. Several other names are used in different parts in the world to describe the same or similar concept. The first practical steps were taken in 1867 to 68, when James Stewart, Fellow of Trinity College, Cambridge, gave lectures to women's associations and working men's clubs in the north of England. James Stewart is often considered as the father of university extension.
Stirrings in 19th century England. The birth of the modern extension service has been attributed to events that took place. Ireland in the middle of the 19th century. Jones and Garforth, 1997 between 1845 to 51 the Irish potato crop was destroyed by fungal disease and a severe famine occurred. The British government arranged for practical instructors to travel to rural areas and teach small farmers how to cultivate alternative crops. The scheme attracted the attention of government officials in Germany who organized their system of traveling instructions. By the end of the 19th century, the idea had space for Denmark, Netherlands, Italy, and France. It was not until 1844 when the Rochdale Society of Equitable Pioneers established the Rochdale Principles on which they ran their cooperative that the basis for development and growth of the modern cooperative movement was established. The birth of modern agricultural extension system. It was not until the beginning of the 20th century when colleges in the United States started conducting demonstrations at agricultural shows and giving lectures to farmers' clubs that the Territory Extension Service was applied to the type of work that we now recognize by that name. The United States, the Hatch Act of 1887, established a system of agricultural experiment stations in conjunction with each state's land-grant university, and the Smith-Lever Act of 191 created a system of cooperative extension to be operated by those universities to inform people about current developments in agriculture, home, economics, and related subjects. The use of the word extension originated in England in 1866. Modern extension began in Dublin, Ireland in 1847 with Lord Clarendon. Itinerant instructors during the Great Famine. Jones Garforth, 1997. It expanded in Germany in the 1850s. Through the itinerant agricultural teacher, Wanderlehrer, and the later USA via the Cooperative Extension System authorized by the Smith-Lever Act in 1914. The term was later adopted in the United States of America, while in Britain it was replaced with advisory service in the 20th century. Several other terms are used in different parts of the world to describe the same or similar concepts. The first practical steps were taken in 1876 to 68 when James Stewart, Fellow of Trinity College, Cambridge, gave lectures to Women's Association and Working Men's clubs in the north of England. James Stewart is often considered the father of university extension. American Nero. In October 8, 1901, extension work under the American regime started. In April 30, 1902, the Bureau of Agriculture was established under the Department of Interior. This bureau was put under the Department of the Interior through Article numbered 271 of the Philippine Legislature, and was later put under the supervision of the Department of Public Instruction. In 1910, the first Filipino to head the Bureau of Agriculture was Adriano Hernandez, himself a practicing farmer. In July 1910, Demonstration and Extension Division was created in the Bureau of Agriculture, making it the first formally organized government department implementing extension and research programs. In 1916 to 1917, the Bureau of Agriculture grew rapidly until it was abolished by the enactment of Act No. 2666, otherwise known as an Act to reorganize the Executive Department of the Government of the Philippine Islands, on November 18, 1916, and was implemented on January 1, 1917. This act provided for the establishment of the Department of Agriculture and Natural Resources (DANR), which would take over direct executive control, direction, and supervision of the Bureaus of Agriculture, Forestry, Lands, Science, and Weather, as well as all matters concerning hunting, fisheries, sponges and other sea products, and such others as may be assigned to it by law. In July 10, 1919, the Demonstration and Extension Division was formed. In 1923, the name of the DED was changed into Agricultural Extension Service, including the start of home extension work, later known as Division of Home Economics. The Home Extension Service was founded by Maria Y. Oroso. In 1929, the BA was reorganized with the formation of the Bureau of Animal Industry and the Bureau of Plant Industry (BPI). In 1932, under another reorganization as per Act No. 4007, the DANR became the Department of Agriculture and Commerce. The Bureau of Commerce, which used to be under the Department of Commerce and Communication, was placed under the reorganized department. In 1936, Commonwealth Act was passed to establish the Provincial Extension Services financed by the provincial and municipal government. Enactment of Commonwealth Act 649, which increased the budget for extension work. In 1942, while the Commonwealth government was in exile, the department was reorganized again, becoming the Department of Finance, Agriculture, and Commerce. Upon the resumption of the Commonwealth in February 1945, it became the Department of Justice, Agriculture and Commerce, and then back to being the Department of Agriculture and Commerce in December the same year.
In 1942 to 1945, home economics and agricultural extension work in the provinces were paralyzed. In 1947, the Home Extension Unit of the Plant Utilization Division of the BPI was merged with the Agricultural Extension of the Bureau. The Agriculture Department was renamed again as the Department of Agriculture and Natural Resources under Executive Order No. 94-5. The Bureau of Commerce, among others, was incorporated into the newly created Department of Commerce and Industry. In 1949, the Bell Survey Mission came to the Philippines to recommend the consolidation of the scattered extension organization and the different bureaus BPI, BAI, Bureau of Soils, Bureau of Forestry, and Bureau of Fishery. In April 24, 1952, creation of the BAEX, Bureau of Agricultural Extension, through RAA 680. In Moxay's admin reduction in the role of the BAEX with the creation of the Philippine Assistant on Community Development PACD. In Garcia admin reduction in the work of the PACD. In Macapagal admin, BAEX was renamed Agriculture Productivity Commission APC through RA 384 and placed under the office of the President. In August 8, 1963, the Agricultural Tenancy Commission was organized as a separate unit of the APC. In 1963, reconceptualization of the Rice Efficiency Program. In 1969, the creation of the National Food and Agriculture Council, NFAC through EO 183. In 1972, creation of ministry-wide regional offices in the Ministry of Agriculture through PT 1579 with 12 regional directors, 24 AST, ARDIS, and 75 provincial agricultural officers in 1980. In May 1974, under Presidential Decree No. 461-6, the DENR was split into two departments, the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Natural Resources, now the DENR. In 1978, the World Bank Mission appraised the National Extension Project NEP of the Philippines. In 1982, EO 803 designates the governors as the political unit of management for inducing agricultural development, coordination, and supervision of the operation of various sectors involved in the delivery of agricultural services in the provinces. In Aquino admin, with the reorganization law of 1986, the extension function was transferred from the DEA to the Department of Local Government. After the shift to the parliamentary system in 1978, all departments were changed to ministries. Thus, the office became the Ministry of Agriculture and Food until 1987, when the office named Washington reverted to the Department of Agriculture by Executive Order Number 116-7. In 1987, the agricultural extension services of the DEA were devolved to the local government units through R 7160, known as the Local Government Code of 1991. In Ramos administration, extension service was changed from technology transfer to participatory extension through the Jintong program. In 1997, enactment of Republic Act 8435, otherwise known as the Agriculture and Fisheries Modernization Act of 1997. In 2000 to 2014, Dr. William D. Darby became the only Filipino who led a global agricultural research institute, the International Crops Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Tropics ICRISAT in India, serving for an unprecedented 3 5-year terms from 2000 to 2014. In May 2014, according to Executive Order Number 165-8 for agencies representing 3/4 of the DEA's budget, the Fertilizer and Pesticide Authority, the National Food Authority, the National Irrigation Administration, and the Philippine Coconut Authority were removed from DA control. This was part of the anti-corruption reforms which followed the pork barrel scam. The 4 agencies are now direct subjects of the Office of the President, where they are overseen by the Presidential Assistant for Food, Security, and Agricultural Modernization.